Us Americans finally have a date for pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2. After waiting by the time that pre-orders start 2 weeks, since we were originally supposed to be able to pre-order, we finally have a date. And on top of that, there's been a couple of price changes with Nintendo Switch 2 accessories. I want to just mention before this video that the Switch 2 bundle, and all of its games physically and digitally all remain the same price as before. But when it comes to the accessories, there's a couple of price changes here and there. What I wanted to do today was kind of create a little guide for those of you that want to pick up the Switch 2 and give you an idea of how much things are going to cost. With that being said, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Christendo, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out a ton. In our last video, we got a total of 23 new subscribers, which is insane. But let's see if we could top it with this one. While you're at it, if you want to talk to me and others about all things Nintendo, start joining the ChrisCore Discord server. The link is down in the description. Now let's go over the first item we'll be going over today, which is obviously the Nintendo Switch 2. We all know at this point, the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to cost $450 at launch. Thankfully, even with the tariffs, you don't have to worry about the console going up in price, so the console itself is $450. But if you do want to pick up the Mario Kart World bundle, you'll be spending a total of $500 to get the Switch 2 with a digital version of Mario Kart World. On the topic of Mario Kart World still remains at $80. Like it or not, that's how much we're going to be spending on this game. So if you were to get the Switch 2 and a physical version of Mario Kart World, you'll be spending $30 more, as all together that would cost you $530. Whereas if you were to get the bundle, which I feel like a lot of people will, you'll be spending $500. So I guess pick your poison on whether or not you want to get a physical version. If you're like me though, you'll end up getting the physical one. Moving into the other launched games for Switch 2, at least first party wise, we got Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition, and if you were to get the upgrade, that's $10, and if you were to get it physically, you're going to be spending $70. It is important to note, however, if you do have a Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack subscription, you can get the Switch 2 upgrade of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for free, so just keep that in mind when you're going about getting the Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Speaking of Tears of the Kingdom, just like Breath of the Wild, that game upgrade is going to cost $10, whereas the physical version is going to be $80 because the original game was $10 more than Breath of the Wild. It does mean that the Switch 2 version of this game is also going to cost $10 more. Moving into accessories now, we're going to start off with the Pro Controller, and this was originally priced at $80. However, it did get increased by $5, so now you're going to be spending $85 for the Pro Controller. If you were to say just get the Switch 2 and the Pro Controller by themselves, you'll be spending upwards of $535, and that's before tax. Along the same lines, we have the camera accessory, which was also increased in price by $5. So instead of spending $50 now, you'll be spending $55. If you decide that the normal grip isn't good enough and you want to get a charging grip for your Joy-Cons so that they don't die on you while you're playing your game, the charging grip went from $35, I believe, to $40. So I guess it's up to you on whether or not you feel like that your Joy-Cons possibly dying is a risk you want to take for $40. Moving into some carrying cases, the normal carrying case with a screen protector is going to cost you $40, and that's basically where you can put your Switch 2 into the case, but no other accessories are allowed in there or fit in there. But if you were to get the all-in-one carrying case, which also allows you to put the dock and games, I believe, and also like maybe extra Joy-Cons, I don't remember for sure, but I know for sure the dock and the console can fit in there, that's going to cost you $85. Originally, these were $35 and $80 respectively, but obviously because of price changes and prices going $5 up, they were increased in price. Now I want to give a idea of how much all these items together would cost you if you were to get them. If you were to get everything, this being Switch 2, Mario Kart World physically, the Pro Controller, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom physically, the camera, and the charging grip, but no carrying case, that's going to cost you $910 total. And remember, this is before tax. Now, if you were to get all the things I just listed, plus just the normal carrying case, and not the all-in-one one, so remember, the one that cost $40, not $85, that's going to cost you $950. But if you were to get the all-in-one carrying case, along with everything else, but not the normal carrying case, you're going to be spending $910 $995. If you're going for absolutely everything with this console, you're going to be spending upwards of almost $1,000. That's insane. Me personally, I'm going to be getting the Switch 2 Mario Kart World physically, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom physically, the Pro Controller and the camera. And if you're like me and that's what you're going to be getting, thankfully you won't be spending nearly $1,000, but instead you'll be spending $870, which is still kind of crazy. And that's a guide to Nintendo Switch 2 prices, and I hopefully was able to give you an idea of how much everything is going to cost. If you found this video helpful and you want to help others, please make sure to share it with your friends or family members that are also considering getting a Switch 2, as I want to try to help as many people out with giving you an idea of how much everything is going to cost. If there is anything I missed, like a couple accessories, because there is a couple I didn't include, such as Joy-Con straps and an extra pair of Joy-Cons, please leave a comment down below where we can help each other out and give an idea of how everything is going to cost, including all those things. And if I got any prices wrong, which is definitely possible because I am human after all, please let me know down in the comments and I'll leave a pinned comment with everything up to date and everything correct. That's all I have for this video though, but if you want to see another video by me, there's a video on screen now where I go over games that I think need Switch 2 editions, and I think you'll enjoy that. With that being said, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Chris Tando, signing off, and as always, goodbye, Nub Nation.